so my next question was going to be about that itself. How does an all-party government work? Can you give us a sense of the arrangement that would look like?
Well, again, very interesting, Polemy, because we never thought that Rajapaksa would be president and Wickremesinghe prime minister, who have been standing against each other at least for a very long time, if not before that. They have worked together in the past as well. But an all-party government would mean that parties have to come together, and we do know that the numbers over here, SLPP has numbers, that's the Rajapaksa faction. Ranil Wickremesinghe's party also has numbers, but so does Sajid Premadasa's. So all these parties and their leadership will have to come together. Remember, just not so long ago today, 16 ministers from 16 members of parliament from SLPP actually themselves advised Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down. So they now are looking at their own country, and that it is not beneficial to have dynasty politics or any individual who is not acceptable to the public. Right now, what they need to do is calm the public. Protesters coming out in hordes in the streets of Colombo is something that makes not just Sri Lanka unsafe, but is a cause for worry, because it will cause major instability in the country. So right now they're looking at a mix of all these important parties, including the Tamil factions, who are very important in the Jaffna region. So all these factions coming together, and then they will look at the leaders of all these parties to come together and form a government. Who's going to be the prime minister? Who's going to be the president? Timelines and process have not been spelled out. Again, this is a very rare occurrence, so we will have to wait to see how they're going to spell those details out. But it was important to note that the meeting that took place, conducted virtually, was by Sajid Premadasa and his party. There were reports that he was unwell. We do not know about what his health condition really is, but there are a lot of details and nitty-gritties that would have to be spelled out by the political parties in Sri Lanka. Ranil Wickremesinghe's party will also play a very important role. And remember, even now when you see Temple Tree breached, that's the Prime Minister's residence, if you see the visuals, it's not the quarters, it's the building that is adjacent to the quarters, a huge hall where the Prime Minister, when it was Mahinda Rajapaksa during his time, or now Ranil Wickremesinghe, would address gatherings. That's the hall that's now been occupied by people. So they've not really breached Ranil Wickremesinghe's quarters per se. Unlike Gotabaya Rajapaksa's residence, where the rooms have been breached. So there is a difference in how people are looking at Rajapaksa's and how they look at Wickremesinghe. He still is not unpopular.